Hey guys, Chase here with the Penny Pincher's Guide series. So kind of continuing on with our book series, specifically on the chapters that we're having and expounding upon that. Today we're going to talk a little bit about when you're first getting out in college, your freshman year, and going on with your books, exactly what you should be doing. So with you getting your first week of school, you're getting all your syllabi and you're looking through there and you're seeing all the things you need, and your professors are telling you you need this book and you need to have this so you can prepare for classes, right? And the question is, do I actually need these books? Do I need to put all this money down, these couple $100, $300-400 a semester just for books, just to learn and to get the knowledge that I need? Well, stick around to find out exactly what you can do to kind of cut these costs and save a few pennies. Stick around. So I do feel like I need to actually put a little caveat in there. Bradford and we went to a little bit different school than most of these people, different time, everything like that. But the core being of it is that it's still a undergraduate school that requires us to go to classes and buy the books if we need to. So with that being said, this is how I generally approached it and what I would do in my undergrad career. All right, so first and foremost, you need to go ahead and go onto Facebook or ask some friends that already took the class and ask them if you even really need this book that the professor is suggesting you get. I can't tell you how many books I actually had in college where I got them and did not end up opening them more than once. I dropped a couple $100 on these and did not need them. Or I could have got away with borrowing it from my buddy real quickly and then giving it back that one time, and that was it. So I suggest taking the time, looking into Facebook groups, that's big, trying to find somebody that's in your same major, and then kind of going down that route and deciding if you even actually need to buy it before buying it. Once you found out exactly if you need that book or not, I would also ask those people that told you this answer and ask them if they have the books for that particular professor and that particular course, and try to buy it off of them, right? So typically these are the people, they either bought them new, they bought them used, or they got them hand-me-downs, and now they had this book that they had for that semester and they're trying to get rid of it. They're never going to use that again. Nobody uses these textbooks ever again. So that's the best time to kind of snag up these books for real cheap when they're trying to get rid of them. So go ahead and do your research online. Make sure you know what an average book costs, and you can probably snag them for a little bit cheaper than you're finding online specifically for that reason. Another thing that I do like buying these books used versus new, and obviously saving all that money, but sometimes these people have taken the time to dog ear certain parts of the book that are important, highlight, underline, all those big things that really can make a big difference when you're reading those books. I know they're long, they're boring and everything, but if you can focus your attention specifically on the highlights, especially if they've taken the class already and they can kind of give you a few pointers and point you towards the important things that might actually be on the test, then I would suggest going down that route. And if you're buying it from somebody, you can take a look at the book and see if there's any missing pages. Comparatively, if you go online, which I do suggest that, I'll talk about that in a second, but you may or may not get the book that you were buying when you're buying it used. You don't know. And then you have to go through the problem of trying to sell it afterwards with torn up or not exactly what you're trying to sell. So things to kind of keep in mind. So specifically talking about buying used, there's a couple places that I do that online, and it's pretty easy, and it's things that you would already expect anyways. So Amazon is really good at that. You can get some used ones, and there's many different merchants, and you can get the lowest price, but just make sure you look at the reviews and make sure you're not getting somewhere sketchy that's going to have some book that's missing like 20 or 30 pages, and those might be the pages that you actually need. Some other one that you can actually buy them from is Chegg. Chegg's great because you can buy them, get them used, and it works just as great. So these two avenues I also use to rent sometimes too, depending on if I feel like I don't need to buy it and try to sell it, if I don't want to worry about the hassle of getting it and worrying about getting rid of it down the road. And sometimes it can be between $20 and $50, and that can make a difference and make it a lot easier to worry about. The only thing is, when you rent from these places, is that the actual condition that you get the book in needs to be similar to what you send it back. So you get it in a box, and that book should look basically the same as when you send it back in the original box that you actually got it in. You can't really highlight in it or underline. They don't suggest that, right? Because it's supposed to come back in the similar condition that it came in. So that's a downfall of that, but it is easy. You don't have to think about it. And once you're done with it, you just ship it back with a prepaid label. One thing I do want to note is that I do really like Chegg. They have this actually Chegg Study subscription. It's like $15 a month or something like that, but it made a huge difference when it gives you a step-by-step way to work through problems, especially when you get through those classes that they want you to write everything out. You just can't find that one thing. You can look it up real quick and it tells you exactly how to do it. So I would really highly recommend that. I'm not getting paid for that, but I actually used it a lot in my physics, calculus, and all those like easy entrance level classes that they do require you to do every step by step, and you don't necessarily do all those steps. So I would recommend that. One more thing is that make sure that you don't actually need a new book, because sometimes these books come with software that you require. You have to download something, or you have to actually put in a code online to get to a certain product that they require, and you might actually need that for the class. So that's something that you'd want to be able to look into and make sure that you don't actually require it before you show up, spend money on a used book or rent money on this used product that you actually needed new. So don't get burned by that. And then the last thing, because we are in this post-pandemic, peri-pandemic COVID world where most of these college classes are actually being offered online. You know, you don't even have to go to school, right? You can do all these classes online. It gives you the option to actually move to the ebook realm of things. And that's probably what we're going to be moving to more. It's going to be a little bit cheaper. You won't have to worry about losing your book. You can actually get it online on your phone, on your computer, on your tablet. It's great. It's everywhere and it's accessible at any time as long as you have Wi-Fi, or you can even download it. So ebooks are great. Especially for what we're moving into right now. So the one thing I don't like about ebooks that most people would probably agree with is that you don't have a physical, tangible thing that you can hold on to and see. And for some people, and for so many people in our society, they require that thing that's right in front of them, that thing that they can turn the page, they can highlight, they can underline. And that's a problem that we can't really get fully engaged into the studying and learning because of that. Ways that they've kind of gotten around that is you can actually highlight on the books now, you can underline, you can actually write notes in there, and it's pretty cool. So I like it a lot, just so you can kind of be aware of those things when you go about buying it. Ebooks are great. There's no resale value of them, but they are cheaper. So I would highly recommend looking into the ebooks compared to the just buying used book and actually highlighting in there. Those are my two top picks. So with that being said, with the world that we're moving in, I just wanted you to be aware. If you're new to college, you're going to be that freshman going in there. I don't want you to go and make those mistakes that we did, where we were told that we had to get those books, so we went straight to the bookstore and bought them and dropped all these hundreds of dollars for things that we really didn't need. Now, I'm not trying to throw out that books aren't great or anything like that, but there's a lot of things that you can actually get specifically from YouTube or just other websites in conjunction with your professor's notes to kind of help out and not necessarily replace the book, but make it pretty dang good replacement for certain things that you can use for it. So just want to put that information out for you. If you want to read a little bit more into it, you can check out our book right here. You know, it's a penny pincher's guide to college. You get it on Amazon, get it on all those places. Gives you a little bit more information exactly on what we suggest when you're going into your initial years of college and ways to, you know, kind of make your penny go further and make the biggest difference from the money that you have. So thank you so much for checking out this video. If you did get any information from this that you thought was very helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button. It really makes a big difference to us. We'll be coming out with some more information specifically on new college students that'll be going out there. We'll talk a little bit more about our book, some COVID-19 updates, specific stimulus check updates, and just general finances and things that you can do to make your money go further and get you to that first million. So with that being said, thank you so much. And I just wanted to remind you to pinch a little bit.